Hey everyone, it's Orange. Welcome to another Rush Hour commentary. I'm going to show you guys the defense right there that I will be using for the first 50 minutes of the hour. I planned on setting my mummies for the last 10. I really wanted to kind of cut it close because last week my mummies kind of got farmed the whole hour. They did pretty well for I think 2 weeks in there. But yeah, so that was my plan, and we'll talk about that later and what my plan is for next week. Actually, I'll just say it now. My plan for next week is to set them with 20 minutes to go, no less, because something really bad happens when there's about 15 minutes left until arena tallies. A second ago, I showed you my current, how I was doing in arena, whatever it's called, my current stats. That way I can look after everything's over, after it tells me what I finished for the week. I can just do some basic math to see how I did on offense and defense. So that's why I showed that a second ago. So you can go back and check that out if you want to see how I've been doing. I like where my Lushens are, the place that they're at, and how I have them set up, so I can talk about that in a second. For this first match right here, I'm just going to be bruisering it. Pretty safe win. I think we're about 9 minutes into Rush Hour. I've been hearing that most people don't rush for the whole hour. They only attack for the last 20 to 30 minutes or so. I don't know if there's any stats out there to substantiate that claim. But since it's fairly early on, I can kind of take my time to get these wins and pick up a lot of points against these people that are high ranking on my list. So then for this one, it is a risk. We have a nemesis monster. We had a Praha right there, and ever since I changed my Lushens, the first one is hitting, I believe, 7.1k per card. I think it's like 7,160 damage or something like that. I rarely get interrupted by nemesis monsters unless they have a speed leader or a Leo, so I generally avoid Leos and speed leaders. So that one that I just fought was a risk with my Lushens because there was a Leica and a Kamoon. And those monsters can be really scary because they're fire for Lushens, but I decided to take a risk because I'm pretty low ranked, so I kind of thought maybe since I'm low ranked, this guy's runes aren't really that amazing, but sometimes they can be pretty good, so it was a risk that I took and it paid off. This team, I would not fight with my Lushens at all because we have an HP leader. I think Sekhmet, isn't she like 44%? I don't know, maybe she's only like 33% like Veramos, but I've been learning that with my new Lushens, I can't fight anything with an HP leader. Even Ariel's, if it's like an Ariel by himself with his own HP leader, because Ariel has a water HP leader skill, I can't fight that either. I just won't do enough damage. And then we have Ritesh, who's extremely tanky, and Kamoon, who's also extremely tanky. So I decided to actually bruiser this one. Ritesh is the only monster on the other team who can do anything to my team, any damage at all. So that's, this team doesn't really have much threat. It's kind of one of those teams that is just tanky. And then Orion could end up proccing and stuff and stunning me a bunch, but really Ritesh is the only one who has kill potential on me. So this is a really safe one to bruiser, so I'm just cleaning everything up here. It will take me a little bit of time. Shoutouts to one of my guild members, Denbo. He was talking about how he bruisers quite a bit during Rush and takes the slow, surefire, assured wins. So I got inspiration from him to try to bruiser a little bit, and it went pretty well. I think I picked up 5 wins with a bruiser team or so. Right here, we're going to bust out my Shimate team. I 6-starred Shimate in the last week and ruined him just to make sure that I get these wins against teams like this. So I know that I'm going to be able to kill everything except the Perna on the other team. And Pernas generally can't 1v4, and Pernas die really quickly if you land your crits with your Lushens, so I know that I can win this one really safely. So that was a really easy win right there. And then I'm checking out, I don't know what I'm doing right there. But I'm going to keep refreshing, and I'm going to try to pick up some wins up here. Here's a risk that I take. Kabila's base speed is much higher than Bernard's, so she actually derps. Since I'm low ranked again, I said, okay, this guy's runes probably aren't that good, especially because of this team that he's running. It's very, like, YOLO and offensive. There's nothing really to fall back on. If the enemy gets first turn, he's gonna lose. So I just kind of looked at the team and I'm like, I don't think this team is very well set up. Like, it's a very good team in that sense, where if you get first turn, you might screw some people over. But I just thought, maybe this guy doesn't know what he's doing. No offense to him or whatever. But he did take first turn from me. He dud. What? His Kabila was a dud because she used the wrong skill, and same with Triton, actually. So 2 things went right there for me, and I got lucky again with that one. I think, did I get lucky earlier against something? Yeah, against that one gamble that I took against fire monsters. So against this team, I know that the Velajul and the Kamoon are going to be the only 2 alive. Can Velajul and Kamoon really do anything to my Lushen? No, they're not going to do anything. So I'm really confident. They don't have any healing either, so I know that I'm going to be able to clean everything up basically after the first attack. Even though there's fire monsters, they're not going to touch my Lushen or hurt him. Even if it was just Lushen, Bernard, Megan, and they focused Lushen, I don't think they're going to do anything. Okay, here we go. We have, I believe that's an Achroma with an HP leader. Is that? Wait. Yeah, pretty sure. Okay, hold on. I need to look up Achroma because I don't think I should have fought this one. I don't know what was going through my head because, like I was mentioning earlier, I really struggle against HP leaders. And then we have the Praha there, and then the Ritesh. So that was just a mistake on my part for fighting that. Let me double check, because I believe she does. Like, I'm almost 100% certain, but I have no idea why the hell I fought that. And then I quit out pretty early. Okay, so then for this one right here, I'm going to be bruisering again and picking up a win. This team, you can actually cleave really easily, but I don't have a cleave team set up. While we're on the topic of that, in my last Path to Decency episode, I talked about how I was going to be building a cleave team and farming the homunculus. I still am farming the homunculus, but I don't think I'm going to be able to build a cleave team just because I don't think I have the runes for it. On free rune removal, like, I know where my runes are. I rune up my Lushens, then my Theo, and then who else do I do? Lagmaron, and then my other damage dealers, like Hua, Shaolin, and then I kind of know how my Hua and Shaolin look, and I'm not too confident with them. I also runed up Shimate too, and I really don't like how they look. I'm kind of afraid that if I built a cleave team, it wouldn't really do that well, because I think for cleave teams, you can run them at certain speeds. Like, cleave teams do well at certain speeds. There's kind of like a sweet spot at like plus 80 speed maybe on all of your monsters, and then like plus 30 speed or something like that. Can't quite remember. But I think generally you want to run them fast. Like, that's the most ideal situation. Plus 80 speed, plus 90 speed, I think is where it is. But I can't do that if I built a cleave team, so I think I'm just gonna hold off on that and wait till a little bit later to run one. Since I'm using my bruiser team, I was able to find a lot more fights. Last week my problem was not being able to really find anyone to hit with my Lushens, but this week I was much more comfortable on offense, so maybe I just need to, because I do have a lot of offenses actually. And Claytano used double Lushen plus a speed leader for the past 2 weeks. I don't know if he rushed this week with his Lushens again, but he found enough people to hit with them, and he basically has the same offenses as me, or he was running the same ones. So I think maybe I was just kind of making that up, like, oh, I'm having issues or whatever. But this week went better, so I'm gonna hold off and continue to feel out the situation and see what's going on. But I will farm my homunculus, and I think I will actually test him out and experiment with him in Trial of Ascension, maybe this next month I will use him for my videos if there's any floors out there that I decide to cover. Okay, let me find Achroma. I'm trying to find her. Yeah, 44% HP leader. That was a total blunder on my part for fighting that team. Okay, then for this one right here, I don't know why I'm fighting this either, because generally I can't kill aerials with the HP leader. And then I didn't even get to see if he would cut me because my first Lushen gets stunned with the panda. And that does happen sometimes. Some pandas cut in, some, what do you call them? What's that dude's name? Wedgeat is the light one. What's the dark horse? I'm totally derping. I forgot his name, the Dark Horse. Sometimes that happens. More than Nemesis healers cut in. Like, I would say very few Nemesis healers cut in, or Nemesis monsters. But I sometimes notice that monsters like the Panda and the Dark Horse cut in. So today I actually put both Lushens on Will. Okay, then for this team right here, there's no attack bar booster. So I'm comfortable with fighting this, and I think my Megan should be able to tank out this Camilla right here while I clean up the Perna. The Perna is much safer to go for first because, as you see, it just gets annihilated once I start critting. So then, just gonna clean up the Camilla. I believe, was it that Triton? I didn't really see, but there was a Triton in here that was on Nemesis, I think, and he cut in and stripped my Lushen. It was that one, or it's one in the future, and I was scared. I'm like, wow, that was risky, and I made it out alive. Okay, for this one here, let's see what's going on. So I was kind of thinking that the water thing over there, whatever her name was, Desert Queen, Bastet, I knew that I'd be able to kill Sierra and Orion right off the bat, and it would be Juno and Bastet. So Juno and Bastet, they really can't kill my team at all, so the Bastet actually died. She was kind of squishy, so that was a little bit strange, but I'm fine with that. And also, let's talk about this team. So in Claytano's rush video, he used, actually, let's talk about this fight right here. Okay, so for this team right here, Veramoses usually don't have enough HP to survive both of my Lushens, so I was pretty confident that this exact situation would go right there, with where Ritesh would be barely alive, and then it would be just Rakan there. But I was pretty confident that I could clean up Ritesh and Rakan together. So mainly Veramos and Orion I knew would just be gone, and then I was pretty confident that I'd be able to win. But sometimes I do lose. Like, there's a small chance that I can lose that one, especially if the enemy has really good runes. Okay, so let's talk about my speed team with Shimate. So in Claytano's video, he was using the Light Lich, which has the same speed leader as Shimate. They're very similar monsters, I think. I mean, I don't know everything about them, but I think they kind of perform the same, and my Shimate doesn't have amazing runes or anything like that. So Claytano was actually using Light Lich, Bernard, Double Lushen versus Megan, because I often use Shimate, Megan, Bernard, single Lushen. Let's talk about this fight right here. What was even going on there? I totally missed it. Camilla has the crit leaders, so I know I should be able to kill stuff. HP leaders really give me issues. And then, you know, my Megan's tanking out the Camilla here. I built my Megan as tanky as I could. And then I'm able to kill the Perna really quickly. And I was pretty sure that the other two would die. I think there was a water Pioneer. Usually those don't scare me too much, and I forgot what the other monster was. Okay, so I'm checking out my logs right here to see what I can hit, because I plan on picking up some wins for the last 5 minutes. I believe I can't refresh my list, so I just decided to hit someone over here. That was just me being kind of lazy. I actually fought this guy before and beat him, so I'm just gonna pick up another win here. I think I knew that he was gonna give me a lot of points. Does he? Yeah, he gave me quite a bit of points, so I think that's always a good thing to do. But then if we start like a war going on, then I would probably stop hitting him. But I know that I can clear him really quickly, like in 20 seconds or so. So I'm just trying to look at my list and see who I can hit at like the very end, you know? Why am I hitting this? I don't know. I think this guy's setup was like kind of strange. This team is risky though because of the Molly and the Darien. Because I may have not been able to kill that Chasoon. So this was a risk, but I think I just bet on it because the team looked so weird. It had like Darien on it. But I wouldn't underestimate that team. So I was talking about the whole Claytano thing and then I kind of forgot, oh gosh, we're doing Giants now. Okay, so I was really comfortable with my rank and stuff and I wasn't getting hit. So at this point, I'm not attacking because I don't want to put my name on people's revenge lists. So that's why I'm doing Giants here. And I'm really trying, like, I was really comfortable with how I was ranked and I wasn't getting hit that much. So let's skip through this real quick and get to the next fight that I do. Okay, here we are again. So the team, if you're using Speed Leader Double Lushen Bernard, that team has more damage output than if you used Speed Lead Bernard Megan Single Lushen. That team has less damage output, but I found that if I just use Bernard in Speed Lead, some things cut in between. And also, it's risky to bring that team against nemesis monsters. Sometimes you'll see Prahas on speed teams. So, yeah, so that's that. I really like Shimate, Bernard, Megan, Lushen. I just tend to fight really squishy teams with it, and it always works out really well. I even had Shimate unruned for a while, and he was only 5-star. Okay, we're doing more Giants. I just looked at what was going on, and I was like, okay, we're not getting hit, so we gotta skip ahead again. Hold on. Okay, we skipped ahead slightly, and I'm looking back at my list to see who I want to hit here. Debating if I can bruiser people. Water Panda lead is also really scary for me. I think this is the team that I fought earlier. So the Water Pioneer might have, what are they called? Nemesis runes, but whoa, the video's getting really laggy. I don't know if that's me or if it's the video. Okay, so the Water Pioneer might have had Nemesis runes, and he might have shielded before my second Lushen, but I'm pretty sure I would have been able to still kill the Pioneer and the Orion, even if the Pioneer cut in between and shielded. So I still think the match would have went fine, and then, you know, it's just a cleanup at that point with the Perna and the Camilla. So I go for the Perna first because Pernas always die really fast. And then the Camilla, I'm kind of taking a look at these guys' ranks because we see the Zeracool guy, he's like the highest on my list. So if he shows up on my revenge list, I should keep that in mind and I should be like, this is a really good guy to hit for the last 5 minutes to pick up a lot of points. And you know, I'm going to pick up more points off of him than he's picking up off of me. Actually, my rank was higher than his though. I don't know what was up with that. Okay, so there was something else. Let me explain why the video is so laggy. So I think it's like my Wi-Fi situation. I think at some point in here, I got up and moved my little Wi-Fi extender thing to try to get it in a more optimal position to get a better signal. So I just believe that was my Wi-Fi just being really laggy. Okay, so I'm checking out my list again, just seeing who I can clear quickly. And I think I'm not being very smart about it because sometimes it's hard to identify who you can beat really quickly. Sometimes these things are a risk too, like the double arenas. I don't think I can beat that team with my Lushens. That team has that team was just, I don't think I can kill that with Lushens with all that stuff that's going on. So again, I'm trying to keep my name off of people's lists, and I was comfortable with my rank, so I'm just going to farm Giants here a little bit. So let's skip ahead again. Okay, we're out of Giants, and then Claytano actually said that if you collect your mana, it refreshes who hit you, so I was like, okay, that's cool. This team right here, even if the Water Pioneer moves before my team, because sometimes those can be pretty fast, I'm pretty sure I can just kill the team regardless. Right there, that was the Triton that moves in between. That was really scary. But I still managed to clean up here. So yeah, I was comfortable with letting the Pioneer move first. Okay, so that one is done, and then I'm checking my list Okay, this team actually, why didn't I fight that? Okay, that team actually, yeah, okay, I think I can fight this. Just because it doesn't have the HP leader, looking at this, since the guy didn't use the water HP leader, I believe he's doing that so he keeps his HP low on his monsters, specifically so they cut in between you, but we can see here neither of them cut in. I think only the Praha right there had Nemesis. I don't think the Ariel even had it. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make my Lushens. I'm getting some successfuls, which is really nice, and sorry, I kind of went on to another thought there. Some people don't even have Nemesis, which is why I wanted to make my Lushens do the damage they do, because if they have Nemesis, I rarely get interrupted, and a lot of times people just don't have Nemesis, which is kind of surprising. So this time period right here, the video's kind of almost over. I'm not getting hit that much, and I got 3 successfuls, so I'm like, this is the life. This is what it must feel like to have OP nat 5s where no one wants to attack you, and you get successfuls because you've been farming your runes and you have decent runes, and I'm like, this is actually amazing. This is so stress-free. I love this. But things take a turn for the worse. So we're farming giants. Let's skip ahead here and find the next match. Okay, we're out, and I'm still rank 157, collecting mana to see what's going on. Still rank 157. Wait, I shouldn't be, though, because I think I took a hit. Or I got hit by someone. I'm Bert 420 up in here, taking hits and stuff. Okay, so I'm looking at my list. I don't know what I'm doing, kind of messing around, going for giants again. Hold on, guys. Okay, here we are. So collecting mana to see what's going on, and then I check my thing, and I believe I dropped all the way down to Conqueror 2 in like 3 minutes or a minute or something. Hold on, let's check back. Hold on. Okay. So we have 10 minutes left, I think. It might be like 11 minutes, and I set my mummies, and then look, I just refresh right there, and then I'm Conqueror 2. How did this happen? I don't know. So I start freaking out here, and I panic, and then I hit something I shouldn't hit, which I think is this one. So if you look at this team, we have the Camilla, who I'm not going to be able to kill, Kamoon, and Perna. Camilla, Kamoon, and Perna are pretty fucking hard for me to kill, so I just fucked up big time right here. I'm mad because I just started panicking, and then I picked a fight that I shouldn't have. Like, the second I got into this, I'm like, why did I pick this? I can't 1v3 these monsters. Because I knew the Praha would just be dead. Because, like I said, most Nemesis healers don't interrupt. That one didn't. I don't even know if she was on Nemesis. But yeah, this was just dumb. Because I can't kill a Camilla with my Lushens. And then the other 2 I can't kill either. So I don't exactly know how that whole situation went down. How I dropped all the way to Conqueror 2. In the span of however many minutes it was. Maybe I wasn't checking my stuff properly, but yeah, that happened. Rank 157 all the way down to greater than rank 1000. Not fucking good. So next week I'm going to set my mummies with 20 minutes left or longer, nothing else. Nothing shorter. Because I think all these shenanigans went down with 15 minutes left. 15, yeah, somewhere around there. Okay, so then for this defense right here, the, what's her name, the Bastet and then the Ethna are going to be dead. Once again, we're in a situation with Veligil and Kamoon. What are they going to do to me? Absolutely nothing. I mean, he's kind of hurting me a little bit, but let's be real. I've never had issues with these monsters. But this team's kind of giving me some issues. They're like shielding and stuff. He has the RTA wings, or the effect thing, so he probably has some good runes if he can get that high ranked in RTA. But it wasn't enough for my Lushens. So I picked that one up. And right now, the panic has subsided. I just told myself, let's just do your best. Let's just try to get as high ranked as we can. I don't think Guardian 1's going to happen because of how damn low I got hit, but it could. I'm going to try my best. I know that I can pick up some wins and start ranking up. And maybe I'll get some successfuls at the end and get it. You never know, but I think it's pretty unlikely. Right there, we have another nemesis healer who didn't interrupt. I checked the Triton has a defense lead, so I'm not afraid. Gosh, that sounded really cliche. The Eminem song. So I just killed everything there. It's a little bit risky, but without the HP lead, I think if the guy put the aerial in the HP lead, I would have had to skip that team. So I'm just going to try my best. Right here, Veramos and Shasoon, they're always squishy. I know that my Lushens can kill them, so I'm going to kill them. And then the Water Panda, I have a feeling he's going to survive because those are usually pretty tanky, but for some reason he kind of wasn't, so I was able to kill him before he was able to move, and then I clean up the Perna right there. Oh, that person had a dog as their picture. So right now, I'm just trying to find anyone, even really low-ranked people. We had an HP leader there, and then we had an HP leader with aerial. I can't really hit that stuff. It's too tanky for my soft-hitting Lushen. And a lot of this comes just with experimentation and knowing your limits, or knowing my limits of my Lushens. Right here, we have a possible nemesis healer with the, what's her name? Beta. So that team ended up being really squishy. I thought it would give me some more problems with Beta being tankier and the Camilla being tankier. So with that team, I really do not think that you can use Speed Leader, Double Lushen, Bernard, because it's just too risky. The Beta will probably cut in between. And I'm checking this stuff out, like what's going on. I have no idea what the Laura does. I completely brain farted because she's actually a boss in TOA hard, so I should know what she does. But on this team, there's no attack bar booster, so I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be able to kill everything. Even though there's Arena, I think it'll be fine. My second Lushen's on Will, so I'm pretty sure that, we'll be fine because the Fairy King's going to come back to life, but Will be good because I'm on Will. And then I said this earlier, I did put my first Lushen on Will today after this was all over, because I have noticed that sometimes the Dark Horus and the Light Panda will cut in, so it's just that extra safety. I did lose that match. I'm pretty sure I lost one of my matches here, the one against the Light Panda, because he cut in and stunned me. But again, I didn't get to see if the aerial would have cut me, so if the aerial would have cut me, then I would have lost anyways. But unfortunately, I didn't get to test that, and then I just skipped that because I didn't want to risk having the Light Panda interrupt. Okay, so for this team is a little bit scary, actually, because the Theo's gonna survive, and then it's like a 3v4, so they can actually do some stuff with violent procs and stuff like that. But Veramosas generally don't scare me too much as a leader, so I decided to kind of risk that one, and it did pay off for me. I knew it was going to be a little bit of a risk. Okay, so right here I'm using my speed team again. I only use this against squishy teams, and we have a pretty squishy team here. So I believe the Fire Dude and Ritesh should be alive, which is the case here. The Fire Dude derps. Oh no, he doesn't. I was about to say that he derped, which would have been unfortunate. But he used the proper thing, so this fight was a little bit close. But I was able to pick up the win. Actually, maybe it wasn't that close. Okay, so just trying my best here, redeeming some mana, checking out how I'm doing. Rank 704. Just, once again, I said this earlier, I'm just going to try my best, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get Guardian 1 because of what happened, but I'm just going to try my best. So then next week, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use my mummies again for the last 20 minutes. I really want to actually try out double Rena, because I think I can build them pretty well. Okay, so what's going on here? Why am I fighting this? Why am I fighting this? This team's really tanky. I don't know why I'm fighting this, but actually, I've had situations go down like this before where, I don't know, this is dumb, but for some reason I fought this. I think, I've had some fights like this before where I actually win them. I think I can still win this at this point, so I'm just gonna try. If I get some crits here. Oh, interesting, okay. Wow, beautiful, bellissimo. Okay, yeah, that was nice. Oh, and then this week, actually, we had a thing go on where it was actually already time, and that fight counted. And today on Reddit, I saw people saying that too. They're like, someone was like, does arena go over the hour or whatever, like if you're in a fight? And then someone was like, hopefully this week was just a glitch or something, because that one should not have counted. So let me pull up the other video for you guys real quick. Okay, here we go. So, I waited the time. I was just farming and talking to people about what went down and checking my other video. So I did get Conqueror 3. I was expecting that, but you never know. Maybe I would have gotten some lucky wins and people would have boosted me to Guardian 1. I don't know. So in a second here, I'll check my stuff. I'm just scrolling through here so I can see when I got hit with my mummies, who hit me when I had my mummies up, and who hit me when I had my other defense up. So I finished rank 599, which kind of sucks, but actually I think it's pretty good because at this point in time, I'm able to consistently finish Conqueror 3 when I rush and like try hard and stuff. So that's a positive thing. And then I've just been trying to tell myself to stay positive. And what was I? Okay, I had like a little sort of speech that I was telling myself how to stay positive about all this stuff. I do think maybe me thinking that I should get Guardian 1 is a little bit... I'm setting my expectations a little bit high based on my rune quality and stuff. I do think my main monsters have really good runes. Like, if you look at my Lushens, my Bernard, Bernard's, like, good, I guess, but my Bernard has been the same speed for a very long time. But if you look at my Lushens, my Rena, I think those monsters do have Guardian 1 runes. But if you kind of like forget about just those few monsters, if you look at my whole account, how much money I've spent, I think I've only spent like $500 on Summoner's War, and I've been playing for like about a year and a half now. If I'm really asking to finish in the top 300 on Global every week, I think that's a little bit too much to ask for, considering my whole situation, and like the monsters I have. I probably should look at building some other stuff, like testing out some crazy ideas of different farmable monsters instead of the fire mummies, and maybe making use of some of my Nat 5s too, as well as probably farming some nemesis runes and seeing if I can do anything with that. I think there's more stuff to do, and Summoner's War is a really long journey anyways. When I started playing, I was pretty sure I'd probably be playing this game for years. It would just take that long to like do stuff. Overall, to summarize, I'm kind of just ranting now. I'm really happy with where my Lushens are. I'm getting really comfortable with them, and I think they're doing really well. Aside from last week, I do think that I'm making errors that I need to fix. Overall, where's my thing? So I did, my offenses, I did 28 total wings, and I won 25 of them. 2 of those fights in there, I specifically pointed out and said, why did I pick these? Actually, I think I won one of them, though. But the Achroma one I shouldn't have even fought, so that's one that was just my mistake. And then I had 2 more losses in there. I don't know where those came from. I should go back and find them because it's only 3 and they're pretty easy to spot out. So I should go back and figure out why I fought those. And I can probably clean those up and make it... Oh, it was the Light Panda one. So I think I would have won the Light Panda one, like I said. So that was the other one. Then the third one, I don't remember what happened for the third one. But again, it's kind of disappointing because I didn't get to see if the Nemesis monster would have cut in with the Light Panda on defense. And then if the Nemesis monster did cut in, I think that's a viable loss. Because sometimes it does happen, like I said, it's not never, it's just pretty rare, like not extremely rare. I would probably say like there's a 5% chance that the monster will interrupt, which is like kind of high. So I think that's totally acceptable to take that risk as long as I know that I'm taking it and that I know the loss is just like, yes, going into this, I know that there's a 5% chance that the Nemesis monster will cut in. If that happens, it happens, whatever. Okay, so Lushens I'm comfortable with. Defense, I'm kind of not, but I hope my mummies will do okay next week. I do want to test out double Rena, like I said, because I think I can build 2 Renas really well, and I think it's going to take people a long time to clear them, even if they have Lushens. Like, to clear double Rena, you're either going to have like Tessarian built and ready to like whip out really quickly. You're going to have like Zyros or something. You're going to have like really specific nat 5s, I think, that do like cooldown resetting stuff. Or you're going to have really hard-hitting Lushens, which I don't think people have really. Like, I think if I build Rena, it's going to stress people, and it's going to be like, you have to have something to deal with this. That's just my current thoughts. Like, I'm not, an expert, so maybe I could be wrong. But I feel like I can do better with Renas than I can with mummies, because I just feel like the mummies are really squishy. I actually built my Freya squishier so I can use her with Veramos Leader. I was hoping to find that sweet spot. With Freya, you do have to find that sweet spot with where people can kill her as long as they use an important skill, because you don't want people killing Freya with a Lushen card or a Zyros first skill or Julie's second skill. Julie can hit pretty hard, and it is asking people to have that monster built. I think there's like a lot of others that can kill Freya really quickly. But then if you build her too tanky, people who double Lushen you won't be able to kill her. And then they'll be able to clean up my whole team, because the first Lushen won't kill her, then the second Lushen's just going to kill everything, and Freya won't have anything to heal. So the mummies, though, I think people can just bruiser it really easily by killing Freya off super quickly, killing both mummies really quickly, and then killing Rena. My Rena is kind of tanky, so I like her, but I feel like I might do better with double Rena and using them for the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. So let's check out my logs, actually. Okay, so I actually went back and looked at the other video, and I believe the Lurky Jerky guy, Tiago, and then the Nim guy were the only 3 that hit me when I had my mummies up. Lurky Jerky might have hit me when I had my other defense up, so for the last 10 minutes, I either took 2 or 3 hits, and that was more than I would have liked, but maybe it's not actually that bad. One of my guild members above us said that that's actually not that bad, so I think I'm actually okay with that, as long as I can do hits in the last 10 minutes, so if I need to, maybe I should try to find some people to snipe out really quick in the last 10. I don't know. Maybe I need to be more organized and have like these people are low ranked, but I can definitely win against them in 20 seconds, so hit them in the last 5 or something. I don't know. Yeah, so that was the rush. Next week, I'm pretty confident going into it. Gonna try out my mummies again and try to do more attacks, but I have a feeling I'll get Conqueror 3 again. And I'm ready to test out double Rena. I'm actually doing an EXP booster right now, and I'm leveling up my second Rena. Maybe if Diaz is the Hall of Heroes, I'll be able to run Diaz double Rena Freya. I saw someone I think it was in my Guardian 1 Rush Hour video, maybe, or something, or my last Conqueror 3 one, where someone used Veramos double Rena Freya, and they built like a tank Freya. I really liked that, because you can't really double Lushen it, because if you build your Renas tanky enough, 2 Lushens shouldn't be able to kill them, and I liked that, so I can try that one too, I think, and I'll keep thinking about it before I finally make a decision. Maybe I'll pull the trigger and have that defense ready for next week, but I already did I just did free rune removal a couple days ago, or actually 2 days ago was free rune removal, and it's going to be a lot of effort, I think, to move everything around to build 2 Renas and Veramos however I want him. If I use that defense, I think I should build Veramos on Will double Nemesis, because having him on Violent Will is kind of like useless, I think. So I don't have the Nemesis runes to do that yet. I'll have to build my Necro team and stuff, so I have some ideas, and then I might also, I know there's other options. I can look at going really deep and building other monsters, like Triana, the Wind Heart Magician, I think someone was using the, I think I fought one defense that had the Fire Harg on it, and I believe it was with like Perna or Kumar or Ritesh or something, or maybe even Rakan, and then the Fire Harg and I think Rakan like soloed my team, which is kind of to be expected because they're both fire units, and I believe I was using Lushens against them, but I know I have other options. So yeah, overall I was really satisfied with how I did on offense. I had an 89% offense success rate, 25 out of 28 fights I won, and then 2 of those were, I think, just me messing up, and then the third one, I don't remember what happened, but I should go back and take a look. And then for AD, my AD took they had 4 successfuls out of 20 hits, 420, blaze it, 420, blaze it, bitches, I don't know. So the AD had a 20% success rate, which was pretty good. It didn't get hit that much, I don't think. I think that was pretty ideal, aside from that little thing that happened at the 15-minute mark. And I think that was really the only issue that I ran into. So yeah, we'll see how next week goes. Hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. I will catch you guys later. I'm going to show you guys my glory shop buildings and my runes and skill ups real quick. I will be making a full rune video for March 2017 very shortly because free rune removal just happened, where I will go over each individual rune, but for this video I'm just going to show you the monster and then show you the runes that they're on and the skill ups. So Bernard is fully skilled, of course. Next monster, Megan. I did make some changes after Rush, so Megan changed slightly. I believe she got slower and a little bit tankier. I had to give one of her will runes to my first Lushen because I did put him on will, because in the video the light panda stunned me, and I have been noticing that some light pandas and some dark horses can cut in between or move before my first Lushen moves, so that's what I did. Here are Megan's rune sets, and then she is fully skilled. Okay, next monster is my first Lushen that moves first, so like I said, he did change. He is doing slightly more damage now. I think he's doing about 100 more damage per card, maybe like 75 more damage per card, but he's very, very similar to how he was in the video. So he's fully skilled. He's been that way for a while, and he was fully skilled in the video. And then here is my harder hitting Lushen. He is the exact same in the video. So that's him, and skill ups, fully skilled. Okay, next monster, let's check out Shimate. I did 6-star him last week. Right now, I just have him on good enough runes so he can soften stuff up, because with that team, I only hit really squishy teams. So he just kind of helps. I could put him on Despair to help out a little bit more, but right now I do not have him on that set. Okay, let's take a look at my defenses, and then we will do the other bruiser offense that I used. So let's take a look at my first defense that I was using for the first 50 minutes of Rush. So here's Vero, fully skilled, of course. And then if I do use the double Rena with Veramos double Rena Freya, I think Violent Will is pretty useless because people are just going to kill you anyways if they're Lushening you, which is probably what they're going to do against you if I use that defense. So I think having him on Violent Will makes no sense if I use him in that way. So I think the better thing to do is to have him on double Nemesis Will, which I don't have the runes for right now, but I need to farm those sometime. Here is my Ritesh. He did get better from before free rune removal. He was looking pretty bad for a while. So there he is, looking pretty good. Fully skilled. Here is Veligul. He's pretty much the same from last month, just I moved some runes around, but I built him the exact same, just enough HP to survive Lushens and stuff like that, but he's not quite there. He only has 28,000 HP and he needs more. I do have the leader skill and the totem thing, so that does help actually. He can survive something that hits really hard. Okay, last monster, Freya. So I did weaken her because I think ever since I 6-starred her, I was noticing that my victory rate dropped, and I think it was because she was just too tanky. People were most likely double Lushening me, and their first Lushen didn't kill Freya, but it weakened everything else, Veramos, Veldril, Ratesh, and then the second Lushen moved and killed everything, so Freya didn't even get to heal or anything. So I tried to get her closer to that sweet spot where she needs to be for my ranking, for people to kill her, but for her to be tanky enough to survive Zyros first skill, Lushen first skill, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure Julie can just wipe her out if anyone brings a Julie, like Megan, Julie, double Lushen against me. So that's Freya. And then let's check out my mummies. Here is the worst one. Here he is, fully skilled. We did have that mummy secret dungeon shortly before, a little while ago. So I have that fully skilled. I don't know if they're girls or guys because I think their name is a Spanish name. And it might be female. Some Spanish words that end in A are male, though. Okay, so that's that. And then Rena. Wait, did I do the others? Hold on, we have to do Theo first. Here's Theo. I can actually make Theo really beastly with like plus 120 speed, but the thing is I can't keep up with my other monsters. I can't make Veramos fast enough or Veladril fast enough to move before Theomars. I think I would only need Veladril to move before him actually, and that would be really hard. So last monster, Rena. I really like the way she looks. I think she's looking really good. I give my best runes to her. So yeah, and also I haven't farmed Necro that much, so it's kind of weird how I have all these will runes. I have been crafting them, but I don't think I farmed Necro that much. I think I've only farmed it for 2 months. So yeah, that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed the runes. Check out my March 2017 rune video whenever that comes out this week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I will catch you guys later.